up, peeps? It's your girl, Dr. Come Back to Real Takes. Well, it's that time, guys. It's reaction time, and this is to Netflix's Wednesday. This will be for the last and final episode of Season 1, Episode 8, titled Murder of Woes. Now, in Episode 7, we finally got the reveal who is, as they say, the Hyde, and the reveal is Tyler. Now, I kept thinking it was possibly the actual doctor, but knowing a little bit more information courtesy of us getting to see Uncle Fester and him kind of breaking it down to Wednesday when they found, I want to say, the diary. I was so happy, like, being that, we're dealing with, the Hyde, but then also dealing with somebody who can be controlling a person with the Hyde, at certain moments and instances, the Hyde appears and reappears. Now, I'm still interested if there's another one, excuse me, for the simple fact that when they were, when Tyler got scratched, the Hyde was there, and I said, there's no way you're going to tell me he turned that fast and then turned back and got dressed. I'm like, certain things are just, still not adding up. Like, granted, we know, it was him because of the fact that once, Wednesday went to visit him at his place of business and they were talking with him and all that, and he finally had their kiss, and, she fell back, whatever, and had a moment where she had the visions, and then she got herself right out of there, and he doesn't have no clue. He has no idea he's turning. That's why I kept making a statement in my last reaction was, is he aware? Does he know what's going on to the point where he's, transforming back, whatever? And I'm thinking, once you wake up, like, what's going on where you don't remember? Is it enough where you fix yourself up, then you're clothed and you go about it? Because it's almost like you're going to tell me you're really are not aware. And you see she's bloodied up and all that, him standing over her with blood. I'm like, yeah, I know there's some loose ends, and we're going to hopefully get a little bit more information, hopefully in this last and final episode of the season, so I can really have a little bit more of an assessment of what's going on. And I'm like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll say the rest of my thoughts, and then you guys.
I was surprised you wanted to see me again after you ran out the other night. So, is this a date?
Xavier warned me about you, but I didn't listen.
Ironic now, huh?
Ironic would have been framing Xavier for murder while the real Hyde helped me put him away. I have to hand it to you, Tyler. Wounding yourself that night at the Gates mansion? That was a masterstroke of misdirection.
Okay, stop. Do you know how insane you sound right now? You risk bringing me out to the woods to confront me alone.
Who said I was alone? Her postpartum depression triggered her condition.
Mom had severe bipolar disorder.
We both know that's a lie. She was a Hyde. And your father has been living his life in dread.
You mean serious?
There's only one thing that a Hyde understands. Pain.
And you're on your own. Don't leave me here with her, please! I'm begging you! Hello?
Sheriff Calvin, we have a problem. And her name is Wednesday Addams.
Sister reflexes.
I'm in here! Get away from my son! Drop it! Drop it!
I'm supposed to hear the cops.
Xavier Thorpe is our Hyde. We've got evidence thanks to you, and that's why I'm giving you one last pass.
Tyler is going to turn on you too.
Let's go.
What does it feel like?
What does what feel like?
To lose. Over time, I started to remember everything. Some of their screams, panic in her eyes. You have no idea what's coming.
Tyler is the Hyde. And he has framed Xavier. He confessed everything to me.
I wish I could believe you. Pack your steamer trunks. We will have them shipped and say your goodbyes. You'll be on the afternoon train tomorrow.
I should have believed you. But since you seem to have some sort of psychic connection to the Hyde, I was curious to know if you've drawn anything recently that might shed some light on the
You
situation.
want my help? I tried being your friend. Look at that go.
This isn't about us, Xavier.
No, it's about you! Every time you get involved, people get hurt.
What's coming? I
No,
think that this
you've already
is
shown me that. I don't care. If you want to stop this, then leave. Go far away and never come back.
Enid. The mark you have left on me is indelible. Anytime I grow nauseous at the sight of a rainbow or hear a pop song that makes my ears bleed, I'll think of you.
I'm going to miss our makeup tutorials.
And you better keep sending me moisturizing tips. Stay in touch, okay? I have one final favor.
Wednesday.
Hey, Jean. Glad to see you're finally awake.
I heard you visited me all the time.
Don't ever mention it again.
There was an explosion of light, and just for a moment, I thought that they weren't black. They were red.
Oh my god! Oh no, it isn't her.
Wednesday? I thought you'd be halfway to New Jersey by now. You can drop the act, Laurel. Should have known it was you. I told you all about the Dalvin family secret when you were just a girl. That's why you targeted Tyler. This is that the truth wouldn't free him. It would enslave him to you, Woes. But eventually he willingly became your servant.
Ugh, that's enough. Tyler, honey, make Mama happy and shut her up. You were never getting on that train. I sent Tyler to intercept you.
I never made it to the station. Heard enough?
My name is Nora.
I need jade poison.
A fitting end, don't you think?
Right there.
Why would they confront Miss Thornhill?
Because she's behind everything that happened. She's the bad guy.
What about Wednesday? Tyler and Thornhill took her? Where?
Mom, I gotta go. Wednesday's my only friend, and if she's in trouble, I gotta help her. It's Hive Code.
Tyler. Go wait by the boat. Yes. Listen to your master, be a good little hide.
Yeah, what's up? Got a situation. Eugene Otter's mom just calls frantic. Something's going on at Livermore. Tired and all the squad cars have been flashed. Every damn one of them.
All right, I'm on my way.
You're in a secret society and you didn't tell me.
Because, you know, it's secret. Because this is what's coming.
So do we pull the fire alarms?
We don't want to cause a panic and alert Tyler or Thornhill. So how do we get everyone out?
We'll use our siren song.
Lee and I will go look for Wednesday.
Forever.
Seriously? A secret snap too? It will allow me to pass through you and heal you. Just know once I do, you will never see me again. The school needs you Wednesday.
Oh, damn.
Tyler.
Yeah, that's what you get for messing with Nevermore. Bitch.
Where's Lacey? I hate to admit, but I am gonna miss Principal Weems. She could be a real pain. She was tough. And she died for the one thing she truly loved, this school. I owe you a thank you.
We're getting that fencing title next year, so don't let killing one supernatural pilgrim get to your head.
Welcome to the 21st century, Adams.
Hey,
You gonna be back next semester?
yes, no, maybe.
Maybe this forced vacation will be more interesting than I imagined. Or Laurel, Gates, and Tyler just pawns in a bigger game? Will today's stalker become tomorrow's nemesis?
Alright, you guys, this was a great episode to end the season. Like I stated before, the reveal of knowing that Tyler actually was the Hive, but come to find out the person that was pretty much pulling the strings with him was Thornhill, played by Christina Ricci. I will say this, I know not just me, probably other people who watching the show was thinking, okay, where does she fall in line? This, she's considered a little normie, things of that nature. And I kept wondering, will she be something integral to the actual story, or just somebody right now not really in the thick of it and maybe going to another season, whatever. Well, it looks like, yeah, she was in the thick of it, all right, knowing that when we didn't get to hear too much about Tyler's mother, but knowing that it definitely was a sore subject with his dad, when he made a comment like, did you ever learn, like, more do you know, and realizing that she really was an outcast, had no idea. When we see the picture of Wednesday's mom at the helm when they had a fencing, class, whatever, her mother all the way to the side, not thinking anything of it. And I sure didn't, because I don't recall really early in this season seeing a picture of his mother to know. So we didn't know all the people's faces in the actual photo. Excuse me, but knowing that this eventually does come up, and then to see that. At first I was like, I think, Tyler, she was pulling the strings, but then knowing that they were using the cave, that's where he, would, come out, whatever and all, but then knowing that somebody was, covering their tracks, excuse me, but knowing that all the little small instances of, how is it these things are happening, why is always a hide here and all that, knowing, and it really was him. I really thought just naivete on his part, oh no, especially when she tried to force him to, hide out, so to speak, chained up, some of the girls, Bianca and other ones, like, we didn't sign up for this. Ajax like, no, we got to get out. And then eventually the sheriff showing up, whatever. But at the jail, of course, Xavier's still, being accused, because, Tyler set him up. When he was talking to her and saying how, he felt about what he was doing and just the feeling of it, and I'm just like, oh yeah, oh my God, like, you sick, like, really, bro? And I'm just like, wow. In that instance. And then also with the simple fact that he's like, there's more stuff coming out of pipe, come to find out all those pieces, body parts used to be able to resurrect in regards to Crackstone, come to find out Thornhill was using all those. When you go to this particular crypt, the body's there using that, those parts and all that, and using her blood because of, her ancestor Goody. All of it comes back full circle. All these instances, especially with that ripped out sheet from the book, from Rowan early on in the first episode. So I love the way everything just truly ends up falling into place, but just really knowing more so of who was behind it all and why. And of course, with Thornhill covering, tracks, she's like, I was waiting my time, whatever, and you showed up to the school, this and that, and all that. We needed you to do the ritual, cutting her hand, setting the blow up against, the crypt and all that, and cracks them coming out, and you seeing where they're forced each other, her with the sword, him, with his, stuff. It's just, wow. I just love it. And I feel bad for the Principal Weems in the end. I like how she used her shapeshifter to act like she was Tyler, and then not realizing, girl was revealing so much and all, but I hated that she had to die. I kept wondering also with certain particular characters who's going to end up, staying on, who would be her. Hence that I do know that since before I started the show that they did get picked up for season 2. So now we know with the character played by Gwendolyn Christie, she will no longer be back, and I'm kind of bummed because I really enjoyed that. But I know she loves to do other things, and I love her work, so of course I will watch whatever she does moving forward. But it is sad because I love how in the end Enid and was they respected the fact that she, if anything, she was always about protecting the kids at the school, and that's true. As much as certain ways of her agenda of doing things, her narrative didn't always fall in line with the way Wednesday always came about it, but I like how in the end she heard what she said and she followed through while they were doing what they did to confront Thornhill, and her playing to help her reveal her true feelings of why she was there, her purpose of what she was doing, all this misdeed stuff, smiling in the face, being all close to Tyler, going to the coffee shop, with the, putting on the best show ever and all that, but buying her time to get to the end result of what she did to resurrect Crackstone the way she did. Now, the thing also with Enid, I love that she finally wolfed out on her. I had a feeling with the blood moon coming, it was going to happen. I just didn't know when, and, finally having that moment, now her mommy will leave her alone. So, I like that. And I do love, in the end, things saved, Xavier from being locked up, and while the sheriff was out there and he realizes, checking his son off his phone, come to find out, he realizes, is that you, son? Yes. Your son did all those killings. Courtesy of Thornhill, being the person, that was controlling this whole situation with him and all, but a little bit of that has kind of come out now, but you see how he is, wrapped in and want to know what's going to happen. Now that we know that we still have unfinished business, somebody's still watching. I'm like, who, honestly, from Big Jump, who took those pictures now? So is somebody else, besides Thornhill, whatever, who was taking those photos? Was that her initially from finding those pictures up under the thing? So, open-ended, we still have, some stuff that, handled to moving on to season 2, and see how that turns out and progresses. But I like how at the beginning, seeing Enid and Wednesday and her introducing herself, calling, hey, Rumi and all that, and she's out to hug her. And I just love how after everything they all have been through, and how Wednesday has put them through some stuff, not being trustworthy or not trying to bring anybody in her fault. She says because sometimes it can be used against her as a pawn or whatever and all that. And I understand it from that point. But knowing these people still had your back and was there for you, like when Xavier coming, to her aid, whatever, shooting the arrow, and then she, him, it been reversed and was going to use against him, and she stopped it from happening and took it for him. And then Enid, like, being concerned, like, everybody is accounted for, whereas Wednesday, and she hugged her, and then she looked and she hugged her, and it was just like, that moment, just making sure she's okay. I just love their friendship. And I did get a little sappy. It might be in the reaction. I might leave it up. And I was just like, I'm happy Wednesday just went with it. They all care. And she knows it. And she finally, moment of vulnerability, which we know Wednesday doesn't like to do, so I'm glad. But in the end, really great episode. I'm glad Eugene, brought the bees. It's like, with all the heinous things that thrown here to, like, he had a little choice words for her. And I love how he was okay, because I really got worried. I'm like, please don't kill him. He's such a cool character. And I love that him and Wednesday have that respect level and all that, and that friendship there. So I love that. I really hope she comes back. I'm assuming so. They might be doing something else, that might tie in with going back to Nevermore, because technically somebody is watching. She's being watched. She has her new phone that Xavier gave. So I'm trying to figure out how did they get the number. What's going on with that? So, yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm ready for season 2. So, again, grateful season from beginning to end. Jenna Ortega just knocked it out of the park. I loved all the casting, but she definitely just did her thing with this one. So I look forward to the next season. So with that said, you guys, comment below. I would love to know how you all felt about the entire season. And with that said, I will see you guys on season 2. You guys take care.